2, 1,
Go.
log in. And hey, I see McNair's. I see Jess. Hello. And welcome. That is an awkward... I can't use that. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode here from the Shamblecraft server. And it is not just any episode, it is the final episode of Season 1 of Shamblecraft. And you join me basically where we last saw each other at the Villager Trading Hall. And I have been working a little bit with it. As you can see, we now have villagers functioning with every trade. And I've even started doing some trading and getting some stuff to do more trading. Because before I sort of call this project here pretty much done, I really want to see what sort of good trades we can get. And that is really what this episode is going to be about. This is an episode that's going to be pretty much about two things, you know, not including Mechna's showing up in the middle of recording because he promised me potions. How many potions did he bring me? Good grief, man. Thank you. I don't think you know I was recording. Anyway, what this episode is going to be all about is pretty much two things. First of all, it's going to be an episode about trying to finish all the stuff that... trying to finish some of the stuff that we didn't have time to finish, and we are also going to revisit some of the things that we didn't finish that will also remain unfinished. And second of all, we are going to be using this episode to take one final trip down memory lane and have a look at some of the stuff that has been happening during this first season of Shamblecraft. And who knows, maybe we'll talk a little bit about what's happening in Season 2. But first of all, I feel like we should take all of this here that I've been saving up. I actually have some more in the storage system there as well. And see what sort of trades we can get from these villagers. And see, maybe, just maybe, if we can get a lucky break. Well, okay then, after some quick trading back and forth, as you can see from my levels, we have done a little bit of it, and we now have some master librarians who will actually give us mending. I'm going to have these zombified and then cured so we get the prices down a bit. The reason the prices are so high now is because I, well, accidentally punched him. But we have mending, we have glass, we have name tags, we have all sorts of things. And that means, of course, we can get the sort of glass pane loop to the guy over there. Haven't been able to do much trading with this guy. This dude here will give us flame, name tags, clocks. This dude here will give us all sorts of food. Same with this guy. The thing I do like is that we have melon and pumpkin on both, but this one has carrot and this one has wheat, meaning we can do some trade-offs with both. Haven't really started on this guy, but the iron here is something that could work quite well, so I'm going to keep trading with him. Over here, haven't actually traded with you yet, sorry. And same with the Fletcher, and with the cartographer, we've actually gotten a good bit underway. So we are actually going to be getting some okay trades. And of course, the thing I haven't mentioned is that down here, thanks to these workstations, we actually have a bunch of other villagers that are also able to trade. So I can basically change any of these out with just, you know, bringing one of the other ones up. But as I said in the last episode, this was mostly about testing, and what I sort of know now is that this design here is a design that I kind of like. I feel like this is the sort of design I could get behind. The only thing I would probably change is I think I would replace this row of blocks with maybe a row of walls, but keep the glass on the top, maybe glass panes. But yeah, so that is the villager stuff. We now have done some testing and some trading with the villagers. I am gonna tinker with that as we go, but while that but yeah, so that is the villager situation sort of under control. But what I want to do while we are here at the Guardian base, I want to show you just how effective this place has been. So here you can see it has filled up pretty good with prismarine shards. If we go around here, you will see that we have actually filled up that chest, that hopper, and we've started filling up this double chest here. We haven't been as effective with the others, I mean, except for the melons. The melons have gone a bit haywire, actually. That is the top chest up there. Can we manage to click the top melon chest? That was not it, clearly. Is it that one? There you go. So you can see we actually have several double chests of melon slices. That farm has been super efficient, and what I've been doing is basically just pulling them down, turning them into full-sized melons, and putting them into this chest here. Now, of course, we used a good bit of it for trading, but also pumpkins. The melon and pumpkin design has been extremely effective. Can't say the same for the wheat and the carrot and the potato, but that's mostly because I haven't really been activating it. So if I go up here, you will see that the wheat farm is fully grown. The carrots and the potatoes are not as far along. But what we are going to do, we're going to be pulling that lever right there. That. Oh, spiffy! Someone broke the redstone. Do I have any redstone? Yes, I do. So, yeah, what I ended up doing the other day, because it was actually filling up the overflow, is that I have now actually turned off the... I have now actually turned off this farm over here. So that is no longer producing. Or, well, it is producing, but it's not picking it up, which honestly probably isn't the wisest idea, because as you can see, it's filling up quite a lot. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to power that on. But yeah, I am... If I want to sort of review this sort of last section here, I am actually quite pleased with how this base has turned out. It's like I said, it was never intended to be sort of a base, this, but it sort of ended up evolving into it. And I think the reason that I ended up favouring this in the end is because this is far more what I wanted. It was compact. It was very much bang for the buck. Like, you have these tiny little areas here that are well used. I mean, I still have space here. I still have space downstairs. And, I mean, that is... If we're going to stay with this build here, I mean, there is one obvious flaw, and that is, of course, we never finished the underside. And I mean, I might still end up finishing it, but that is definitely not going to be on camera. That is definitely going to be an off-camera thing, which does lead to sort of one question that I've actually been getting from people, and that is, Fally, now that your Season 1 is coming to an end, does that mean that you're going to stop playing? To which the simple answer is, no, I'm not going to stop playing. I am going to keep playing on the Shamblecraft server, until we do the reset, which is probably in at least a month. But I've just reached the point where I don't know. It's like I am going to be touching upon this in the other video that I've been talking about, but I've just sort of reached the point where I feel like my creative output... I'm sorry that I sound distracted, people, but on my right screen, Johnny, Tommy, and Tegsy are currently having a weird discussion slash debate slash argument about which colours go on different school subjects. This is what I have to deal with, people. This is what I have to deal with. But yeah, I've reached the point where it's like I don't really have the creative energy and the creative juices flowing good enough for me to keep going. And it's like I've been saying for a while, I feel like I've reached a point where, from a sort of content perspective, I feel like I've done what I can done. I mean, it would either have to be like, I would either have to keep doing this series on a very regular basis for another month or two. But, I mean, at the point, as things are right now, I'm not really creating that many episodes, and it's basically because I feel like I've done what I can do. I've made this amazing base, which is going to be, honestly, a very big inspiration for me for Season 2, even though I don't really know what I want to do for Season 2 yet. But this sort of base, not necessarily underwater or anything like that, but this size and this layout, I mean, is something that I just found myself enjoying a lot more than I enjoyed the other base, which was my old one. But yeah, that for me, I think is pretty much this place done. I mean, there are some improvements I still want to do inside. It's not like 100% finished, but yeah, I kind of feel like I've reached the point where what I'm going to be doing going forward now is just tinker, just play, just enjoy the game without sort of having to think about, okay, I need to do a voiceover, I need to make this exciting for the camera. I just look forward to just enjoying the game, and I think maybe that's what I've been doing wrong for this season, is that I've been looking at Shamblecraft Season 1, boing, 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 as more of a sort of a job than as a game. And I think hopefully for Season 2 I'm going to be able to channel much more of that genuine enjoyment of the game that I feel like maybe I had more of at the start of the season. And hopefully I'm going to be able to sort of find that good healthy mix of having fun and making videos that not only means I get to make good videos, but also means that I get to have fun playing the game. And I'm not saying I'm not having fun right now, but it's just it's like the thing that you end up sort of thinking about everything you're doing because it needs to look good for the camera. And I just look forward to having the last few weeks on the Shamblecraft server to just, you know, play and have fun and not have to worry about, yeah, everything. But with that said, why did I click F5? But with that said, that's the button. With that said, what we're going to be doing, we are actually going to head over to our old base and have a look at that. And afterwards, what I'm going to be doing. We're going to be doing a little tour of some of the projects that we've worked on, and some of the stuff that we sadly didn't get to finish, and some of the stuff that we, maybe we'll get back to someday. And not to mention, we're going to have a look at some of the things we really, really enjoyed and remember fondly from Season 1 of Shamblecraft. And as our old base comes into view, I am honestly a little bit curious to see how many people have actually settled here. Now, first of all, this has changed. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't don't know what I'm doing, and I don't want it. Someone else can claim here now. It's supposed to be some kind of church. Good luck. I mean, I've seen worse. It's interesting. Can't wait to see what this actually ends up being. So, for those of you who don't remember, we did basically set out all of this to be claimed by people, and I can see that Legal Drogon has claimed this cabin and not really done anything with it yet. That looks like the rest of the cabins are still for grabs, but I'm honestly a bit excited to see if anyone has claimed any of the hotel rooms or any of the rooms down here. Looks like most of those are free as well. So let's go in here and have a look. Insert Valley Head here. I saw the counter with no one behind it, so added you. Kiwi, PS, there's a hole in your front window. There's no hole in my front window. Oh, wait. Ah, that front window. Got it. Okay, so it looks like no one has actually claimed any rooms yet. So that is... I mean, that means I can sleep here, basically. So what we're going to do, we're going to sleep there, and I'm hearing all sorts of things. What we're going to do, we're going to make sure we put a valley head on that thing before we call it a night. But yeah, so those of you who do remember, we did basically split this place up after all sorts of attempts at making this place interesting, and we basically concluded that the main issue was that I made this place way too big, and you know, coming into it, comparing it to the Guardian place, I think I was onto something. This place is massive, but oh well. So we do remember, oh yeah, that was where the bus was parked. We do remember that people claimed a bunch of apartments. We have actually, Buildmonger has claimed one now, and has made a very, very cozy little apartment. This is very nice. Ooh, loving the piano. Oh, with the iron, that's a very nice touch. Ooh, bookshelf. Nice. Good job, Buildmonger. And, I mean, the rest of them we did visit earlier, so I'm not going to go back into all of those. But, yeah. So, this is the base. This is where we were for so long. This is where someone even put Edmund, who was a chicken jockey at the time. Yeah, this was a really cool place that we actually stayed at for a very, very long time. And, I mean, I'm still quite happy with the work we did here. We made a very good storage system. We made a mostly functioning super smelter, and yeah, overall we did a banging job with this place, and it was very fun to build, and it was very fun to use. But we did, as I have said previously, get to the issue that it was just too big. It was just way too big. And I think looking towards Season 2, that is basically the one thing I really want to make sure that we do for our Season 2 base. Is I want it to be not as big and complicated as this, but more akin to the Guardian base that we ended up making at the tail end of the season, because I feel like that was more, in hindsight, much more sort of size and shape and general feel that I wanted. But that being said, I am very, very pleased with how this ended up. Even though there are some bits here and there that we never got to finish. We never finished the longboat. We never finished this tower. And most importantly, one of the biggest projects that we actually did talk a lot about, but sadly never got around to doing, was that me and Newt really, really wanted to do something with this forest that was in between us. But we sadly never got the time to do that. I don't know how much more Newt plans on playing this season. Newt also had this project that he started on. And I think, I mean, I can't really speak for Newt, but I think if I remember a conversation me and him had a while ago correctly, I think me and him basically did a bit of the same mistake in that we went out a bit high and sort of, as we say in Norway, and we kind of we kind of bit over more than we could chew. So sadly, this sort of forest project that we did have a bunch of cool plans for never came to fruition, which is very sad. And I really, really hope that me and Newt get to do a collab in season 2. And that is actually one of the things that I am looking the most forward to with season 2, is that we're gonna, we get to start fresh. We get to do collabs. We get to do all the things again that we did at the beginning of season 1. But with the big difference being that when season 1 started, there were about like 20 active players on this server. The Discord had like, I think 80 members maybe. And now the Discord has more than 200 members and so many more people playing. And I really hope and think that with season 2, we are going to be seeing a lot of very amazing stuff, simply because just the sheer amount of players has changed, has increased so drastically. There are so many more people playing now for season 2 when that happens than we had for season 1. And that brings us back here, really. Wow. It's just so weird to think that it's been, I don't know, like a year and a half almost since we built this. It's I don't have any words for it. It's strange. It's strange to think that when I built this house, it was like, oh, Crimson Wood and Nylium Wood, that I finally learned the name of after a full season. These were the newest blocks: the basalt, the blackstone, the red and green wood. This was the big pizzazz, and now it's old news. Now, looking at this now, like, it almost feels dated, but when I built it, it was just like, this was the newest thing, and to the surprise of no one, I've still left a shulker box. I actually think I left a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, look at this. I even left a bunch of chorus fruit. And yeah, look at this. I am a messy, messy sod. And oh, you have the not really successful smelting thing that I tried. Yeah, I mean, it's so weird to be back here and to sort of look at the things. Oh, the death trap we made out here. This was dangerous. We had creepers spawning here all the time. But yeah, it's just so weird seeing how this place has changed just since we started, because I mean, if I can manage to land up here, it's just weird to think that, of course I fall down. Let's land over here then. It's just weird to think how different this place looks now compared to you know, day 1 and day 10. And it has been a while. I mean, if we do F3, we are on day 12,121. This world is 12,000 days old. That's how long we've been going. And it's just insane to see it. And what I really, really love is that you still have some of these like little remnants here. Like this bridge was one of the first. These doors, I ran through these doors in episode 1 trying to escape a skeleton. You know, this over here is where we made landfall. This is where the very first boats settled. This is where we landed. This was our Plymouth Rock. This is where we arrived in the New World. And it's weird to think that in a couple of weeks, when you log into this server, it's going to be gone. And it's just going to be replaced with a new world, and we're going to be going about our business again, starting fresh, doing all the fun stuff that we did at the beginning of the season once more. And it's going to be weird. It's going to be very, very strange. It is going to be a very, very funny feeling when we sort of pack our bags for the last time and leave this place behind, and all the history we have here. And I mean, we've been here for a while, and there's so much we've done. There's so much. I mean, I'm not gonna review every single thing, but there's so much here that we have done, and there's so much here that I hate that plugin. It just scared the bejesus out of me. There's so much we've done, and sadly also so much I wish we could have done. And I mean, there are still a bunch of projects that were left unfinished, like for instance our infamous industrial district, which basically ended up being a woolen framed hole in the ground. And that again sort of brings me back to what I said earlier, is that I feel like the industrial district and a lot of the stuff that I started and sort of tried to do ended up being very like, I don't know what to call it really, like a desperate attempt by me to turn it into something exciting. We have a wild Jessica. Hello. And I think, well, you know, in hindsight, the most fun I had on this server for season 1 has always been the same thing. It's been the community projects, you know, the community town hall, the headhunt, the carrot building, you know, the town hall, the stuff we've been doing together as staff with, you know, that strange lady over there, and yeah, all the community things, like the post office. I will never forget. I will never forget the 5-hour voice call I had with Sammy doing the post office. I will never forget the evening of shenanigans that we had doing the Golden Carrot building. I will never forget all the days we spent working on this community district and how much fun it was. And it's a bit melancholic, I know. It's just going to be weird to see it all go. It's going to be very, very weird to see it all go. But I mean, you got to break some eggs to make omelette, and I think for Shamblecraft Season 1, it's time to move on, really. You see? Even the mobs are sick and tired of me. Go away. Bollock. Thank you. So, yeah, it's just going to be very weird. Jesse B. Spyglass and me. That's what Season 2 is going to be. The season of the Spyglass. Ugh. But before we call it a night in terms of Season 1, there are some things that we need to do. And first of all, we actually need to head to the shopping district because, as some of you might remember, we went to get some sponges a while ago and we were going to return them in a few hours. And yeah, we took more than a few hours, but hey, we paid a bunch of diamond blocks, so I don't really have a bad conscience about it. Also, Meknis said it was fine. It turns out this was indeed Meknis' shop, so thank you, Meknis, for being cool with me having it a bit longer than planned. And yeah, I mean, while we are here, the Nether Shopping District, yet another one of those places where we sadly ended up spending not even remotely enough time. Even though we did actually have the first shop, well, not the first, but one of the first shops on the server, which was the original terraforming shop that Rain later took over. And yeah, this entire nether roof thing was also a whole thing, wasn't it? Breaking through the bedrock, building up everything, making everything spawn proof. I mean, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, if there's one thing I really hope for Season 2, it is that we don't do a nether roof shopping district. It's not that I mind the nether roof, it's just I don't really like the atmosphere. I feel like this is a bit too red, a bit too spooky. I mean, I would love to see for Season 2 more of a traditional shopping district, maybe on an island or in a biome, maybe with more options in terms of building, because I mean, I really love the styles that people have going here. I really like the shops. I think all the various shops that people have built look great, and I mean, I have to say, Rain's terraforming shop definitely on my top 5. Jessico, there's something about the palette that I just love, and yeah, there's so many cool shops, and I mean, I guess we should take a final look in here to see if we've sold anything. We actually have. We've actually sold some of the last few things here, and the thing is, I did forget to restock this place, and I mean, at this point, I'm fairly certain that people aren't really doing the big redstone projects anymore, so yeah, I don't think we're going to be needing them. These didn't really sell well, neither did these, but hey, they're still there, so if people want them, they can go buy them. And yeah, that's the nether. It's bittersweet, sort of walking around the server. I mean, not for the last time, but it's weird. It's weird to walk around on the server for the last time, knowing that it's the last time you do it in front of the camera. It's weird. It's bittersweet. It's like it's the last time we'll be looking at this billboard, and the last time I'll be putting diamonds into my ender chest. And yeah, it's gonna be weird. It is a place I'm going to be missing. it is most definitely a place I'm going to be missing. But it's like I said, I'm going to be playing a bit more. Not going to be calling it a night just yet. I am going to be hanging around and doing some bits here and there, but I mean, the big projects are done. The Guardian base is basically done. The old place is as done as I really wanted it to be. And yeah, we are fittingly, as we fly back to the spawn island, at the end of the road. We are back where we started. The spawn island, at the arrow that pointed the way into the new world. And yeah, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird to be standing here in the rain, knowing that you're about to sign off for the last time, really. But I mean, all good things come to an end. Unfortunately, it's not the end. I mean, we will be back for season 2, and I can't wait to see what season 2 will be bringing. I think season 2 is going to be Shamblecraft, but even better. I think season 2 is really going to be our opportunity to really show what we're good at. We have so many cool people, so many amazing content creators lining up for season 2 who are going to help make it an amazing season. And yeah, I just can't wait to show you all what we have in store for season 2. And who knows, maybe there'll be some other stuff coming soon as well. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, the projects are done, and there is, I guess, not that much more for me to do, but to say thank you very, very much to each and every one of you for watching all the episodes. Thank you to every single one of you who have stuck past me for all the 62 episodes we've made. To all of those of you who have supported me, who have supported the server, and who have supported all the other amazing content creators that have helped make this season of Shamblecraft one hell of a start to what is hopefully going to be an adventure that's going to continue for many years to come. And I personally can't wait to share the next chapter of the Shamblecraft story with you all after the reset. And yeah, I really, really think that the next season is going to be something incredibly glorious, something very fun, and something that all of you are going to enjoy. Thank you to everyone who has supported the server on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who has supported me. Thank you to everyone who has helped make Shamblecraft a possibility. And yeah, I guess this is it. So for the last time, Shamblecraft Season 1, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very, very much for being a part of this first chapter of the Shamblecraft adventure. And I can't wait to see all of you again in Season 2. 2, 1, log in. And hey, I see McNair's. I see Jess.
Farley is on Plot World.
Oh, I'm on Plot World.
I'm not on Plot World.
I'm in the Shamblecraft.
I'm not.
I think I'm in the old Shamblecraft hub.
I'm not. I'm on the spawn island.
The hub is the same. You have to do the same server.
And here we are. So, I've gone for this sort of more cliff face sort of thing this year. Usually I've been making bases like on very flat lands. This year I've decided, or this season I've decided that I'm gonna do more of a challenge in terms of build style. I actually have Well, alrighty then, viewers. A little break from base work. We have moved over here to Spawn Town because Jess has decided that it is time that we start on the portal. Because as you know, the portal that we made there, that I made, was temporary. And let's see what happens. Yeah, this is an issue, is it? But yeah, I think it's time we upgrade the starter hut here and make it a little more impressive